The sky over the savanna curdles into a bruised purple as the giants of the plains feel the static of the approaching storm in their bones. A lone bull elephant stands against the horizon, his massive ears flapping as he senses the pressure drop. Dust devils dance across the parched earth, a frantic prelude to the deluge that promises both life and destruction.
High above, the giraffes crane their necks, watching the silver curtains of rain sweep across the distant mountains.
The first bolt of lightning tears through the clouds, a jagged spear of white fire that illuminates the huddling herds. Fat, heavy droplets begin to fall, cratering the dry dust and releasing the intoxicating scent of wet earth. A pride of lions seeks shelter beneath the twisted boughs of an ancient acacia, their golden eyes reflecting the flashes of light. A young elephant calf presses against its mother's massive leg, startled by the low, vibrating growl of thunder. The dry riverbed, silent for months, begins to whisper as a thin trickle of muddy water snakes along its path. Hippos in the main pool become restless, their grunts joining the symphony of the wind as the water level starts to rise. Suddenly, the whisper becomes a roar. A wall of water and debris surges through the canyon, reclaiming the landscape.
Predators and prey alike find themselves on the move, forced to navigate the blurring lines between land and water. A lioness stands atop a granite kopje, her mane soaked, letting out a roar that competes with the crashing thunder. The mud becomes a treacherous trap as a massive rhino struggles to maintain its footing on a slippery embankment. Birds of prey hunker down, their feathers puffed against the chill, watching the chaos from the safety of the heights. The storm reaches its peak, turning day into a watery twilight where only the strongest can stand against the wind. Water cascades off the broad backs of the elephants like miniature waterfalls, cleaning the dust of 1,000 miles. The air is thick with the scent of ozone and the frantic calls of animals separated by the rising torrents. A leopard, master of the shadows, watches the flood from a high marula branch, its spots gleaming in the wet. Lightning strikes a lone tree, turning it into a momentary torch of orange flame amidst the drowning blue. Cape buffaloes form a solid wall of muscle and horn, protecting their young from the lashing rain and hidden predators. The riverbank collapses under the pressure, sending tons of earth into the swirling brown depths. The matriarch elephant uses her trunk to guide her calf across a shallowing crossing, her wisdom the only map they have. In the murky overflow, a crocodile remains perfectly still, a prehistoric hunter waiting for a mistake in the chaos. A zebra stallion fights for the high ground, his stripes a dizzying blur against the gray sheets of rain. The wind howls through the acacia thorns, a haunting whistle that signals the turning of the seasons. A kudu bull, majestic and frozen, stares into the heart of the storm, his spiral horns reaching for the lightning. The sky turns an eerie, bruised green, a sign that the worst of the weather is yet to pass. Termites begin to emerge from the saturated mounds, a feast for the creatures brave enough to face the wet. An old lion finds shelter in a shallow cave, his breath misting in the cooling air as he watches the world transform.
Slowly, the frantic rhythm of the rain begins to soften, shifting from a roar to a gentle, rhythmic patter. Mist rises from the warm ground, wrapping the savanna in a ghostly shroud that hides the scars of the flood. A double rainbow arcs over the Serengeti, a bridge of color connecting the drenched earth to the clearing sky. Animals emerge from their hiding spots, shaking the water from their fur in a spray of silver droplets. New life responds instantly. Tiny green shoots push through the mud, fueled by the storm's violent gift. The scavengers arrive, finding the casualties of the storm, as the natural order asserts itself once more. The sun breaks through a crack in the clouds, casting long golden fingers of light across the steaming world.
The elephants trumpet a chorus of survival, their voices echoing across the landscape, louder than the fading thunder.
In the mud, footprints of many species overlap, a record of the night they all shared the roar of the storm. The giants stand tall against the horizon, washed clean and ready for the rebirth that follows the great rain.